and welcome to GameTales. Skyrim Dragonborn. Dragons have the inborn ability to learn and project their voice. Dragons are also able to absorb the power of their slain brethren. A few mortals are born with similar abilities. Whether a gift or a curse has been a matter of debate down through the centuries. What you have already learned in a few days took even the most gifted of us years to achieve. Some believe that Dragonborn are sent into the world by the gods at times of great need. Dragonborn, also referred to as Dovahkiin in the dragon language, are individuals with the body of a mortal but the blood and soul of a dragon. Some believe that Dragonborn appear on the world in times of great need by the command of the gods. By Nord tradition, a Dragonborn represents what a Nord should strive to be. The Nords believe Dragonborn represent the end of all of Skyrim's foes. Nord tales likewise tell of Dragonborn of old, who were great and powerful dragon slayers, a belief which the blades of the late 4th era also believed to be the reason why the old Akaviri Dragon Guard came to serve the Dragonborn. It is unknown as to how a Dragonborn is chosen. The various dynasties of Dragonborn emperors led to a common belief that the Dragonborn is hereditary. Though since it is a blessing of Akatosh himself, it cannot be known how or why it is bestowed. It is unknown if the Dragonborn emperors were Dragonborn, and thus able to wear the Amulet of Kings and light the dragon fires, or if these acts were the sign of Akatosh's blessings for these individual Dragonborn. Aside from the Dragonborn dynasties, it is also unknown if more than one Dragonborn can exist at the same time. Mirific Era. Merak, who lived during the Dragon War of the Mirific Era, became known as the First Dragonborn. The Three Tongues, Hakon One Eye, Gromaleif Golden Hilt, and Feldir the Old, who led the charge against Alduin, has asked Merak for his aid. Though Merak denied having other plans, Merak would eventually be defeated in combat by Valok the Jailer, though saved by Hermaeus Mora. First Era. During the First Era, the Nedic slave rebellion in Cyrodiil against the Aelids would take place, being led by slave queen Alesia. Alesia, being a Dragonborn, was gifted the Amulet of Kings by Akatosh, which would be used to light the dragon fires and keep the armies of Oblivion at bay. Alessia's line would continue with more Dragonborn emperors and empresses until their deaths. In 1E 2703, the Akavari attempted an invasion of Tamriel, which would eventually be foiled by the efforts of Remen Cyrodiil. The exact nature of the defeat of the Akavari is unknown, though it is known that they were not seeking for combat with Remen, but were instead searching for him as he was Dragonborn. Under Remen Cyrodiil, the dragon blood officially became part of becoming a legitimate emperor, as he included the ritual keys to the Amulet of Kings and the lighting of the dragon fires in the rites of becoming an emperor. His dynasty would continue until the death of Julex Cyrodiil during the Fourscore War. Second Era. As of 2E 579, it has been years since the last Dragonborn emperor had ruled. Following his successful rebellion against the Longhouse emperors, Varan Aquilieros aimed to legitimize his rule through lighting the dragon fires. Varan was not a Dragonborn and was convinced by Mannimarco to participate in a ritual which would end up being a trick. Instead of becoming Dragonborn, Varan and his companions were forced to the ground while Mannimarco corrupted the power of the Amulet of Kings to trigger the Soul Burst, and eventually Planimeld until it was stopped by the Vestige. Years later, in 2E 828, another Dragonborn would be placed on the world, this Dragonborn being Tiber Septim. Tiber Septim would learn the Foom from Wulfharth and meet the Greybeards shortly after, who told him he was destined to unite Tamriel. During his campaigns in Cyrodiil, he would find the Amulet of Kings during the Battle of Sancreator against the Nord-Breton alliance. After having become emperor, Tiber Septim declared the start of the Third Era. Third Era. Tiber Septim's dynasty of Dragonborn emperors would continue to rule the Third Empire until the Oblivion Crisis. Under the reign of Emperor Uriel Septim VII, the Mythic Dawn attempted to slay the Dragonborn emperors and thus provide Mehrunes Dagon with the means to cross over into Tamriel. Uriel Septim and his 3 sons were assassinated, with his only bastard son, Martin Septim, having survived. The leader of the Mythic Dawn cult, Mankar Cameron, was likewise a Dragonborn, able to speak fire and wear the Amulet of Kings. Mankar would eventually be slain in his paradise, whereas Martin Septim would meet his end after he destroyed the Amulet of Kings in order to banish Mehrunes Dagon. Fourth Era. During 4E 201, the prophecy of the last Dragonborn would come to pass. Alduin, who had been banished from Tamriel since the Mirific era by an Elder Scroll, returned to the land, indirectly helping the last Dragonborn to escape an imperial execution at Helgen by destroying the town. The last Dragonborn would learn of their nature while aiding the city of Whiterun by slaying the dragon Myrmilnir at the western watchtower of Whiterun. Upon defeating the Dragonborn gained its soul, and through the word of power that the Dragonborn had learned previously, it was able to learn the Foom.